Hey guys, welcome back. I am Flamehawk, and this is East Meets West, where we discuss the latest ongoings of the nerd and otaku universe, ranging from comic books, anime, and much, much more.
And you already know me. I am the Gentleman Snark, as always. And already we got some, decently interesting news here for you. And be sure to watch and listen to this entire podcast
On WXCI 91.7 FM Danbury.
Yes, because at the end we are going to have guests who also went to Comic-Con and give their thoughts on the whole proceedings. So without further ado, let's just kick it up with Rouge One.
Now, today we have a exciting trailer that dropped, and it's interesting because it really dives down into Jin Erso's main character's background as her father, Mads Mikkelsen, as you know, who will be appearing also in the November movie Doctor Strange, is building the Death Star. Yes, and it looks like things aren't really going in his favor, as he is kind of not being a slave, I don't think, but being under the control of the Empire. We also have many new members of the team, and it's interesting to see them just kind of like go around doing many action shots, because that's what we got. We got some background, we got some action shots. We also got a clip of Darth Vader. Not really sure what Darth Vader will be doing, but it looks like he will be dealing with Galen Erso, Jin's father. We also saw the main antagonist, director Orson Krennic, and that is a very interesting character right there. But until then, anything else from this point is speculation, but every trailer that comes out from this point on, I'm looking forward to it, because this movie looks pretty good.
Shueisha is going to be establishing...
Yay, Shueisha!
Is going to be establishing a new department focused on Dragon Ball, and...
Let's rip into Shueisha, shall we? Let's rip into Shueisha, shall we?
Yeah.
Now, the main thing that I don't like about this is that means they could make new DBZ without the creators'
consent, Akira Toriyama, and it could all of a sudden be labeled canon. And here's my main gripe about that. Now, I'm gonna put my personal bias aside, and for those of you who want to know why we probably aren't too keen on Shueisha right now, be sure to check out our One Piece Chapter 842 review.
If it were still there.
Oh, wait! But more on that later. Basically, my main issue with the whole Shueisha taking over Dragon Ball is because they did the same thing with Boruto after Kishimoto decided to step down from Naruto, and I'm going to be real with you. Every major reviewer that I personally follow on YouTube stopped reviewing it. They just have not touched the series ever since, and personally, I don't even know if it's even going. I don't even know if it's still up or ongoing anymore. I've not heard fans really talk much about it, like at all. I mean, I've seen the art style. It's still vastly different from what Kishimoto did. The fact that Shueisha is now going to try to take Dragon Ball, and they're basically trying to piggyback off of the hype of Dragon Ball Super, is very concerning to me. Now, the only thing I will give them potential credit for is that they cannot possibly mess up DBZ or just Dragon Ball in general's art style, because I'm no Pablo Picasso here, but the art style is very simplistic in the fact that many artists that I know personally can easily replicate the art, so it's not a very difficult art style to really get down packed. So in the art department, maybe Shueisha won't F it up. If they do, that'll be a new low for them.
Now, the thing that I'm worried about is the plot. DBZ, it's good, but it doesn't have a strong plot, and when it doesn't have a strong plot, the thing is just action and nothing else. So it can either be really good or really bad, depending on how the arcs go. And if, the creator is not working on it, then this might be able to go downhill.
Very, very quickly, because, I mean, not gonna lie, even with DBZ Super, and Akira Toriyama did work on that, but it was slow in the beginning because we were kind of catching up with the movies and whatnot. But where they are at now with the
Time freeze.
Goku Black thing, it's actually a pretty good arc, decent arc. The villains are pretty much amazing, working up to possibly, don't quote me on this, to be one of the best villains in the DBZ universe.
I want to be the very best that no one ever was.
Hey, if you sing that, we might get another strike.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
But
praise Shueisha, praise Shueisha.
Anyways, but more on this. I don't I personally don't think it would be a good idea because a lot of people that want more DBZ, I guess they're gonna try to cater to those fans, especially the new youngins, because there's like a lot of like. I remember one time I went to where even my cousins were getting all excited about watching Dragon Ball Z Kai, and they're just like, "Oh, guys, I saw like when Goten and Trunks fuse, and me being me, I'm just like I've already seen that like how many years ago." So there are a decent amount of new kids that are still like really getting excited about Dragon Ball and whatnot. So kind of brings me back to when I was a kid. So maybe that's what Shueisha is trying to piggyback off the new hype for DBZ Super. Personally, I don't think it's gonna go too well because again with Boruto, I haven't heard anything from it because when I heard from the beginning, a lot of people did not like it. They had a decent amount of complaints, and I haven't heard from it since. Not from any of the major reviewers that I watched, nothing. So I don't know what's going on with Boruto, and if Shueisha does what they're thinking of doing with Dragon Ball, it's pretty much going to go through the same way. And personally, I'm starting to think that Shueisha might be going down the typical American comic book way in terms of instead of trying to find some new ideas, they're basically just continually trying to rehash and stick with what works. So, I don't know what's going on there. I'm not saying this is going to completely blow up immediately anyways. I'm just saying get ready to duck and cover.
At least we can find some fact in that Toriyama says he could trust the team, and it's really great that I don't have to do anything now. So if he's on board, I guess we should be, but just in the future, just be careful.
I mean, let's be real. I think the only reason why Toriyama really is giving consent is because now he's finally free to do whatever he wants. Like, he can finally say, I wash my hands of this series. Don't bother me anymore. Like he's pretty much going to do, like, a Hunter x Hunter author and just be like, yeah, I'm about to, like, go play some games or something. Like, I'm done.
I don't know what you're all about to do, but I'm about to be out, so,
Yeah, so, yeah, after after Super and the Shueisha department get to work, it might be like Akira Toriyama's like, real retirement. We won't be seeing him for a good while. But yeah, that's it on that news.
Now, going over back to the comic book side of things, Wonder Woman will be lighter than Batman v Superman. I'm surprised about that.
Said no one ever.
Now, the producer for Warner Brothers Wonder Woman says Wonder Woman's a very different in tone and style than Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad. We pick directors who have their own points of view so that each of our films have their own personality. So it's interesting to see that, but director Patty Jenkins also said the thing will be light. It will be kind of iconic in a tone of the Superman versions of the 70s. Superman was all about you. It was about you watching and realizing what it would feel like if you had those great powers and if you could do great things. It was full of love and emotion. I guess it's nice to see a change in pace from the onslaught of grittiness that DC has laid out in front of us. I'm not complaining totally. I liked Suicide Squad, but Batman v Superman, it had its moments, but for the most part, it could have been better.
Personally, I'm finding the fact that they're making this whole entire announcement there should be some kind of publicity move and a publicity stunt because yeah, Wonder Woman is supposed to be lighter than Batman v Superman. Yeah, no shit. Like, come on now. Come on now. Really? Like, Wonder Woman I'm not saying Wonder Woman can't be all knit and gritty and whatnot, but we've already seen bits and pieces of the trailer. It's pretty much gonna be her set in a wartime, like in a time of war and whatnot. In Batman v Superman, you literally had two titans, quote unquote, fighting against each other over some stupid misunderstanding. And then,
wait, your mother's name Martha too?
Yeah, and then coming together to come against the common good, and then Superman dies, which is still BS in my opinion. Yeah, Wonder Woman being a much lighter movie, that is flipping obvious.
He'll be back eventually, just like the new 52 Superman. Sometime. He'll be back.
Eventually.
Sometime.
And this time with a black suit, but anyways, like I said, I'm not saying that the Wonder Woman movie would be bad. I'm just saying that the fact that making these announcements is just utterly pointless. Like, we already knew, or we should have known, that it's going to be a lighter movie in tone. It's really just DC trying to clean up its like freaking box office failures. Now, I say failures very loosely because, like my co-host here, I also like Suicide Squad. Personally, I thought Batman v Superman was actually a decent film. I mean, yeah, the whole Martha thing was kind of, out of left field, way out of left field. But if you exclude everything, if you exclude that little bit,
and that the Riddler was taking the Joker's role as a cosplay.
And also, if you were to factor in...
Sorry, the Riddler was taking Lex Luthor's role as cosplay.
And also taking into the fact that freaking, what's her name? Lois Lane was being a better detective than Batman. It was an overall decent film. But now that I say this, why the hell was Lois Lane a better detective than Batman in that movie?
And why the hell was Riddler Lex Luthor?
Yeah, but
anyways, the film was great.
Yeah, it was great. But that's really all I got here. Just a publicity stunt to clean up their mess, and that's really it. They're just trying to, I guess, earn back the trust of the fans, though I don't think they ever lost/gained it to begin with. We got Cyber Danganronpa VR. A demo of it has been released, and I actually watched gameplay footage of the demo. For those of you who do not know what VR is, it stands for virtual reality. You put on that helmet type of thing and manage to, you basically see yourself in the class trial playing the game in Danganronpa. And in the demo that I've seen, you are in the I believe you're in the trailer where spoilers, by the way, I'm not even going to spoil it. Just where one of the characters happens to die. And you basically got to solve who the killer is. And basically, because they're using virtual reality, they kind of change up the animation or the way the conversation and the nonstop debate is being, portrayed. Because before, it was in a visual novel setting with a PSP and you just happen to just shoot. You just see random conversations going around. But in the virtual reality demo, you happen to see like the actual characters interact with the words, so to speak. Like, for example, they can make an accusation. Like, one of the characters can accuse another character, and that character can literally, like, break the words or kick the words away and then send their own words, and then you have to figure out a way to shoot it down. It was actually a pretty good demo, decent demo, but my only question is, I can see how it works for class trials, while it'd be a bit difficult because it's also shown that you play as Makoto Naegi as the main character, and when you shoot down the truth bullets to figure out, like, shoot contradictions and stuff like that, I'm not sure how they're really going to work because apparently they're not going to really show, because unlike the PSP version where you see the cutscenes of Naegi going on his tangent, you won't be seeing that. You're just going to be hearing Makoto's voice while you're just staring, I guess, at the characters looking at you for an explanation. So there's that. I'm not sure how that's really going to work because personally, it doesn't sit right with me. I think it looks decent. I think the animation for the characters interacting within the class trial is kind of, I guess, amusing. But overall, I think a virtual reality for Danganronpa was very, very unnecessary and not needed in my honest opinion. But, I mean, whatever sells, I guess. Whatever sells.
Justice League is around the corner, and it just wrapped in UK. And now it moved over to Iceland, and it is showing us some interesting views of the set photography, where we got our first view of Mira. Yes, Mira, the wife of Aquaman. And I've got to say, she looks pretty good in that getup. So where's this going to go? We all know it's probably going to be following the somewhat origin arc of Aquaman, probably with the, torn between the sea and the land as a product of him, but that's what we expect in most Aquaman movies. Now, Aquaman is coming out in July 27, 2018, so we have a little bit of ways to go before it comes out, but until then, we will keep you updated on all the latest ongoings of Justice League, Aquaman, and many more DC properties. Now, at NYCC, as you will hear a little later, they got some very interesting news, and one of the news is on Marvel's Punisher series on Netflix. Now, it's pretty interesting to see what route they will be going, and I believe they'll be going for a more military route because it's very interested, and the showrunner, Steve Lightfoot, said, "I'm really excited about the cast we're assembling alongside Bemthal as Frank Castle. I'm looking forward to watching Ben, Ebron, Ember, and those are the people who are going to be the new cast members. Ben Barnes, and he'll be playing Billy Russo, one of Castle's best friends going back to his days in the service. Also, we have Eban Moss Backrantz, a NSA member who is a great, probably going to be like the eyes and ears of Frank Castle. That's what it's probably going to be like, and that will be Micro. And also, we are going to be having Amber Reva, who will be the kind of love interest, I guess, as she will be playing Dinah Madani. Now, she's going to be the trained Homeland Security agent who, has a thing for Punisher, but who doesn't at this point? So,
I kind of find it questionable that Punisher is going to be getting a love interest. Yeah, let's see how long that lasts.
Not really a love interest, but more just kind of that, like, undertone of, hey, wanna...
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down here.
So we'll see.
Good night, everybody.
No, I mean it. Just good night. Go away. Just kidding, no.
But more on that instance here. Naruto Shippuden, the anime, is going to be debuting a new Boyhood arc on October 20th.
Yay!
So basically, after the final fight, they're going back to filler.
Yay!
A show of hands of who did not see this coming. No one? Nobody? Oh, that's what I thought. Anyways, basically, the 480th episode will focus on Naruto and Hinata. So,
damn it, Naruto.
Essentially, once again, they're going to be focusing on Naruto and Hinata, try to build up the romance, that it makes actual sense. That, at this point, is it really a spoiler to say that Naruto marries Hinata at this point? Would you say it's a spoiler?
If you're an anime fan, I assume not. And if you are an anime fan and haven't caught up on Naruto, you either don't like the series.
So, yeah. Spoilers, but not, I'm sorry, but not sorry. Naruto gets with Hinata in the end. This episode is merely just supposed to, I guess, bridge that gap when they were younger. Even though they did that for like an hour or so in Naruto, the last movie, that, hey, got out the moment the manga ended while the anime was still in filler hell. But you know what? They're just trying to make off as much money as they possibly can here.
I mean, they're not losing their artistic integrity. No.
And we already know what's gonna happen next. After this, they're gonna start going to Boruto, and then who knows? Boruto's also gonna be going into filler hell. But you know what? It's whatever at this point. The main point that we should be focusing on is that for you fans out there that stuck it out, you finally got to see the final showdown between Naruto and Sasuke. I personally have not seen it or care for it because, as I've said in the past, I'm not really a big Naruto fan. But for those of you fans who finally got to see the epic showdown, I hope it was worth every single agonizing filler that you all had to sit through. I really, truly do. And it's not me being a snark. Oh, wait. So I guess at this time, we were going to go over to an interview that we had with a new cast member that's going to be on the show. And
Bad Bones.
Yes. So, yeah, they're going to be giving a bit of a brief synopsis of what they did and how Comic-Con happened and worked. So, yeah, stay tuned to listen to that interview. So, but in the meantime, please feel free to follow us on Twitter. That's @MeetsWest. And also follow us on our gaming channel, which is twitch.tv/EMW Gaming.
And also, I do reviews on SomedayProds.com. When they're up, come take a look at them. Pretty good. I make some good reviews. Just waiting on for you people to see them.
We have a lovely guy who's developing the site. He's taking a good amount of time, but I promise you the site will be great and awesome. Isn't that right, Flamehawk?
Make internet great again.
So, yeah, follow us on Twitter @MeetsWest. Follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/EMW Gaming, where you can see us on our downtime. We are working hard to get a mic for when we stream, like on the Xbox, Burning Blood and all that kind of stuff, or you can just listen to me ramble on while I complain about nearly dying several times in Pokemon Uranium. Theo is trash. But anyway, so I guess, yeah, you can go watch the interview now. Why are we still talking?
Hey guys, I am Flamehawk.
And I am the Gentleman Snark.
Now, we have a special guest today, and she's going to be telling us about NYCC, also known as New York Comic-Con.
So, please introduce yourself.
Hey folks, it's Bad Bones.
Yes, Bad Bones. So, we heard that you were in Comic-Con for, like, how long were you in Comic-Con?
For Thursday, I don't know, 7 hours.
So, in those moments, how would you describe the New York Comic-Con? How was it?
Well, I went on Thursday, which is pretty much the slowest day you can possibly go, so it was pretty mild getting in line. But once we hit the main floor, it got kind of busy. It was hard to move.
Speak more up into it. It was very long line and crazy. Did you dress up at all, like any cosplay or anything?
No, it was pretty short notice, so I didn't have time to put a cosplay together.
So what type of like events did they if they have any open on like Thursday at all?
Well, they had some panels going on, nothing particularly interesting, just the basic Funimation stuff, nothing of real announcements.
Yeah. So would you say it was like a bad experience for like the people at all bad, or was it like an overall fun experience you get to enjoy, have fun?
No, it was a great time.
So did you sit on any panels at all? Did you just go there panel hopping, or is there anything that really caught your interest?
I mean, unfortunately, we got there pretty late, so we missed the panel I was interested in, which was the Funimation, and they also had a Unpackaging the Muggle World one unboxing, sorry. But we did wander around the artist alley for a few hours, really, and the main floor. And they've definitely brought a lot more anime to the table than they have the years before, which is what interests me most. So that was great.
Did you manage to bring back any souvenirs throughout this entire trip of yours?
I did bring some art. I did buy a bunch of art and just usual artist business cards, because those are always the prettiest, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But I didn't get a chance to buy any merch.
Well, it seems as if you had an overall decent time for that 7 hours. Yeah, it seems like you had an overall decent time there. Would you want to go back again? What would you rate it so far?
Well, honestly, it was really good. Usually the past 2 years I was able to go to Comic-Con. We went on a Saturday, which is very, very busy. But it's kind of the best day to go if you want to do events or do cosplay, all this stuff. It is the main day. But it was nice going on Thursday. The line was quick, we got to do most of what we wanted despite getting there pretty late. We got there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So, I mean, if it's your first time going to Comic-Con, I would suggest a Thursday. It's cheaper, it's quieter, not quiet, but it's a more mellow experience.
You mentioned Harry Potter, right? Are you a fan?
I actually just read it for the first time over the summer, but I'm a huge fan now. It's a bummer I waited so long.
Well, they just revealed that the Fantastic Beasts franchise is going to be 5 movies, not 1. So that's definitely going to be an interesting part right there.
I hadn't heard about that. That's actually really exciting. On the main floor, they had a section of showcasing the costumes for the movie, and they looked amazing. The line was super long for that. We didn't get to sit through it, but we could see it from the crowd, and they were great looking.
I could imagine that line would be really long with the Potterhead fever going on right about now.
Oh, absolutely.
Personally, can never really get much into Harry Potter, but it attracts a lot of attention. So, thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on the show, Bad Bones. It was very interesting to hear your opinion on the whole New York Comic Con for the first day.
My pleasure.
Okay, then. So
definitely, and thank you, and welcome to the team.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, and as always, I'm the Gentleman Snark.
And I am Flamehawk.
So, see ya.
Stay classy. Hey, this is Flamehawk. I hope you enjoyed our weekly East Meets West podcast.
Be sure to catch us every week on Fridays at 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I run the American side of things, covering Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and much, much more.
And as always, I run the otaku and Japanese side of things, from Shonen Jump into other interesting anime news. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Your contribution is always appreciated.
And remember, folks, stay classy.
See ya!